up, guys? Welcome back to our Like That Can Make podcast. And this is episode 5. And today, we have a very interesting guest here. Melvin!
Hey, what is up, man? What is up? How you been, man?
I'm good. Melvin, how are you doing?
I've been doing good. I mean, it could be better, but I'm doing very good. Yeah, doing very good.
Right. First thing I have to say, I love your hair.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. It's only been about 1 week plus.
Let's get some cam shot on that hair, man. Yeah.
Dreads, baby. We got dreads right there.
Yeah.
All natural hair right here. Sheesh.
I tried to get some dreads the last time. They said I don't have enough hair.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you can get extensions. You can get extensions, but yeah, it's gonna be struggling, man. It's gonna be struggling. Yeah.
But just to share with you, actually, I like afro.
Oh, okay. Afros.
I've always wanted to get afro.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, being Chinese that at this age and hair dropping, it doesn't work very well. Yeah. But let's get into the introduction. So for those of you who do not know Melvin, right, and some of you probably are his followers as well, Melvin is a content creator and he is also a comedian. So let me just read what he calls himself on Instagram, all right? Now, he is a former child, an ex-engineer, a chef. He is also influencer. He is also an NFT enthusiast. Now, for me, I know him the best for his impersonation of Salt Bae. Yeah, for those of you who do not know, you can go and check out his IG. Yeah, he has been doing his Salt Bae action over. And seriously, before he did this dreadlock, he really looked like Salt Bae.
Yeah, I think a lot of people told me as well, like, dude, you have like almost the same height. Because Salt Bae is not as tall, you know. He's like the Asian height. Then I was like, you got the body as well, but a bit like the body. Yeah. Maybe not the nipple part. Maybe not the nipple part, but yeah, sort of the body. Okay, good. Then I was like, whenever I did that, I was like, dude, you do look like Salt Bae. You do look like a Salt Bae. I was like, okay, you know, that's gonna be my go-to personality already. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
You really look like him. Yeah, I have to say you really look like him. Yeah, for the first time I saw it, I was like, really look like.
I was like, wait, wow, Joey invited real Salt Bae from Dubai all the way to his house. Oh my god. No, this one a AAA grade one.
All right, so let's begin, right? Would you like to introduce a little bit about yourself? Like, why do you call yourself former child, ex-engineer, chef, influencer, and NFT enthusiast? Yeah.
I mean, am I not a former child? You are a former child as well. I am a former child. I mean, that I am a former child. So yeah, the former child is correct. And I was an ex-engineer. Do you want to guess who? Okay, I used to study engineering as well. So before I do all this thing, I used to study engineering. So do you want to take a quick guess what sort of engineering I studied?
Chemical.
Oh, that's a very good. That's a very good choice, but it's not that. It's not that. It's a mixture of, like, you know, electronic, electrical, mechanical, pneumatics, a bit of oil and gas as well. It's a mixture of a lot.
Robotics?
No. Aircraft engineering.
Oh, you're an aircraft engineer.
Yeah.
My God, you were an aircraft engineer.
Yeah.
So then that leads me to the next question, right? What on earth is an aircraft engineer
doing on a podcast?
doing as a content creator? I mean, like, for most of us who are watching this show right now, you would know that an aircraft engineer is actually a very good paying job. It's a very secure job. At the moment you get a position in Mars or even AirAsia, the progression is basically just there. And then good pay. Fantastic.
Very good pay.
And along the way you get to progress very well as an employee, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're curious, I can tell.
Years were you as a
I was in the aircraft industry for so once I came out from studies, 2.5 years, then I did my intern with AirAsia. Then I got an offer. With Singapore. So I went to Singapore for 2 years. I worked in Singapore for 2 years. Yeah.
You went to Singapore for 2 years and then you chose to come back here. Okay, that gets even more interesting. All right.
Yeah. I worked in Singapore for 2 years straight. I was because I wanted to narrow down my work scope. So before this, I was like a technician and stuff. So I used to work with the entire aircraft. So I need to, do like base maintenance, line maintenance, all these kind of things. So you basically handle the entire aircraft. So you need to know the entire aircraft. But I wanted to like narrow down my workload kind of thing. So I went specific with something. So I went with a engine turbine quality inspector. So I just sort of in a way fix turbines, engine turbines and stuff. So like all the engines beside the airplanes and stuff. So you have Rolls-Royce, you have GEs, you have a lot of Pratt & Whitney and this kind of brands. So I used to work with GE, General Electric. Yeah. So it was General Electric Aviation. Then I used to work with them. For 2 years. The reason I came back was because okay, it gotten kind of boring because I'm a very outgoing person. Like, as you know me, right? I am how I am lah. So I'm very outgoing and stuff like that. So when you used to do all this kind of inspector jobs and stuff like that, it's more of a day-to-day routine kind of thing. It's like a very fixed task. Once you, let's say you encounter this kind of problem, you just gotta solve it with this kind of problem. That's basically how it works out. So it's a very repetitive task. So from there I was like, it's getting very boring and stuff. Then I was like, then at the same time, my younger brother, I only have one brother. So my younger brother, he just came out from studies and he wanted to go to Australia to study. I was like, you know what? Me as the elder brother, I wanted to give him a chance because I have the opportunity to go overseas, like work and stuff. So I wanted to like, hey, I wanted to give you the opportunity to like go to overseas to to explore and stuff lah. So I was like, because that time I was still doing char kway teow one. That's why you saw the chef. You saw the chef word there because
you were doing char kway teow.
Like literally char kway teow. Like when I tell people I do char kway teow, they thought like, oh, you're doing char kway teow. You mean like chao gu piao? Is it? No, char kway teow.
So you were an aircraft engineer by day in Singapore, and then you char kway teow at night.
No. I didn't char kway teow in Singapore. I used to char kway teow since I was 12. Since I was 12, yeah, legit. This is legit. This is very legit. Like if people who are from Rawang and my secondary school friends, they all know. Like even the uncles, everyone in Rawang, they know who I am. And they all know like, oh, there's this guy. This guy is the char kway teow guy. They all know me. Everyone in Rawang, they all know me as the char kway teow guy. Yeah, but other people, like people who follow us, like KL people, they know me as like, oh yeah, you're the funny guy, content creator. But people from Rawang, they know me. Oh yeah, this. Okay,
before you go to that part, right, you just skip one whole lot. So you were giving chance to your brother to go and study.
Yeah. I wanted to give him the chance to study, so I was like, you know what? Then I come back because by that time, my mom still does char kway teow, so it's like a family business kind of thing. Right. Yeah. So my mom, me, mainly it's like me. I'll be there. My sister will be there. Then it's like a rotation kind of thing. Like where whoever can help there, then we just help them. So it's a daily thing. Then every time, because he's only at secondary school, right? That time before he graduated, so he was in secondary school. So same like me, he used to work there every single day. Whenever he comes back from school, or whenever before he goes to school, he'll help my mama and stuff like that with char kway teow and Chu Fan as well. Then after I came back, I wanted to find a job. So I was like, whenever I come back, then my brother can go. Then he went. Then I found a job as a biomedical service engineer. Different field as well. It's a totally different field, but same line, which is engineering. So I was like, I didn't really need to understand biomedical, but my bio sucks. Then you just gotta have a little bit knowledge about biomedical. So what I do is, like those machines like dialysis machine, those ICU machine and this kind of thing where they send it over to like hospitals. Those kind of machines, like critical machines. So I'm the one to service those machines lah. So
right.
Those kind of things. So it's more of a mechanical thing, electronic knowledge kind of thing lah. Yeah, then I quit that job within 9 months.
Right. So basically your story was that you went to Singapore, and then your brother wanted to go Australia, and then someone got to be home to kind of help out the family and stuff.
To look at my family, yeah.
So you basically just came back and decided to work here, and you didn't like the job after all, right?
Yeah.
But I want to ask, it's quite rare to see people working in Singapore and then decided to come back because the pay there is great, progression is good again, and being in GE, it was a fun one, like Chinese say, they say iron rice bowl, rice bowl.
It's like a solid one.
Yeah, yes. you rarely get fired, you get e-sauce, all this kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you got an opportunity to transfer to Australia or everywhere else after that.
I could,
right? Yeah, so was it a hard decision to actually choose to give up that career and come back?
You know what? It wasn't. It was like an instant, like, I want to quit. It was an instant choice. It was like, because I'm a very family person. Like, I always put my family priority and stuff. So when it comes to like, family and stuff, I was like, I don't mind coming back and stuff. Right. I mean, although the pay is very good. It's like the pay is very good. And I have a lot of very good, like, Basically, it's very good. I'm just gonna put it out there. The pay was very good and stuff. Then it was a very easy choice actually. It was a very easy choice. Yeah, for me to just I don't want to do this anymore. I decided to quit. Then when I talked to my boss, they were like, "Hey, sure, you wanna quit, man?" Like they'll beg me and stuff like that because I was one of the highest people to bring in people. So within 2 years, right, a lot of my sort of salary, my bonus, right, comes from me sort of referring people.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like, because I'm a very outgoing person, as you know, right? So, whenever I was in college back then, like in uni back then, I used to know a lot of my juniors and stuff. So they were in the same field, like aviation and stuff like that. So when I went to Singapore, I was like the first few people of that uni to go to Singapore and work. Then they were like, hey, wow, my senior, they went to this very great company, they work in Singapore and stuff like that. So as the junior, they'll be like, hey, can help out and stuff like that.
Can help me get a resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this kind of company usually having a referral helps a lot.
Yes, exactly.
A lot, and they may not even post it first. They will get internal staff to look for people first, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and being okay, don't mind me. This one because it's really interesting since it's already a past.
Yeah.
So when you were in Singapore, and then you come back and work, you look at the salary difference. Right? How was the salary difference like?
Oh, it was about 3 times. Definitely 3 times. Definitely 3 times salary difference. Yeah.
But you get dollar lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for. Okay, the difference was about it was about 3 times. But for me it was like I don't really look at money that important yet back then. I was like, you know what? Okay, can survive because like everything was covered by company back then. Like when I came back to Malaysia, everything like they provide me with car, all the allowances, all the kind of thing. I was like. Yeah, calculate. Okay lah. The money, the salary is good enough just to live my life.
Right.
Just to live my life, and all the allowances, everything is covered. Like my petrol, maintenance, all these kind of things are covered. It's just that I need to gotta travel. Like I gotta sacrifice my 精神. That's all. Yeah.
That's why a lot of people have this wrong impression sometimes thinking that entertainers or content creators are not very smart, right? Yeah. But actually, you think about it, a guy who can actually get into GE.
Oh yeah,
it's actually pretty smart. It's not easy to get into that company.
Yes.
I know friends who are in that company. Yeah, it's high level stuff, right? Yeah, I don't think I can qualify, honestly.
Guys,
I think I'll flop the interview.
I just want to tell you guys, I'm not that smart. I'm really not that smart.
Okay. So whether you're smart or not, we'll find out along the way. Maybe being a content creator not that smart.
Yeah. True.
That's a joke. That's a joke. Yeah, because I'm also a content creator, right? So yeah.
Well, it's like a backstab by yourself.
No, having said that, so your story is very interesting. You actually went from engineer, and then you go all the way to become a content creator
from
comedian.
From Char Kway Teow to engineer.
Char Kway Teow to engineer, and then to become a content creator, right?
Yeah.
So what was the turning point that caused you to, or made you just leave your job entirely and then say, look, I'm going to make content creating my career?
Okay, so this is a very interesting one. So before this, as I told you, when I came back from Singapore, I used to work. I worked in Malaysia. Then from there, after I worked for about 9 months only. So it was like towards the end of the year. Then I quit my job because like I was like, oh, this isn't what I wanted, because the job was like a very time-consuming kind of job. So I need to travel and stuff like that. And when I mean travel, it's not like you know what, later morning I'll schedule something, then I can travel and stuff like that. It's like because I deal with ICU machines and stuff. So let's say whenever someone comes into an accident, 3 a.m. in the morning somewhere in Kedah, they come into the hospital, then they try to use the ICU machine. They cannot use it. The first thing they'll do, they'll call the number beside it. They'll call the service number beside it. Then they call. So the number directs it to me. So I need to wake up like 3 a.m. Okay. Then you pick up the number. Then they were like, sekarang ni machine tak boleh guna. All the kind of thing. Then they were like, tak boleh. Then the first thing I'll tell them is like, do you have a spare machine? Because normally hospital, takkan they only have one machine there. If like got 2 patients, mean the doctor need to be like ini, mini, mini, mo. Then jalan like that, right?
Tengok siapa guna ni.
It's like, sorry, tak ada. Then it's like, then they normally have like few machines and stuff like that. Then I'll ask them to use the other machine. So if really spare machine also spoil, means I need to go down there on the spot. Either I see what's the fastest way, I drive down, or I take the flight down. Either one.
Wow.
Yeah, so it needs to be because people's life is in danger.
Wow, so the guy like bleeding there is actually just waiting for Melvin to come and save him. Melvin, cepat datang boleh.
So before I was a content creator, I was like someone's savior. Maybe I might be.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah. If anyone of you watching out there, if there was this engineer called Melvin, it was me. It was me. I was the one who saved your life. I was the one who saved your life back then. Yeah. Then
remember him. Yeah, and
then
if today you're some big businessman, do sponsor.
Yeah. So it was from there. Then I worked. Then I was like, this is very tiring. Every time I do like this, and because the time I spend on the road is more than I spend at home sometimes. I was like, very tiring. Then I was like, you know what? I wanted to quit. So before I quit, I had a friend in the company as well. It's a Malay guy, but he's a super open-minded Malay guy. I just want to do a quick shout out to my buddy right here, Adli. His name is Adli. He's a very good friend of mine. We used to work in Singapore together. Then when we resigned together. Then we resigned together. We're like, damn best buds kind of thing. Then we came back. We came back to Malaysia as well. Then he wanted to find a job. I was like, hey, I'm working in this company as an engineer. Do you want to come in as well? So he came in as well. He came in, then he joined me and stuff like that. So he was one of the people who sort of encouraged me to resign as well. Because he said to me like, bro, he also know that this job is getting very tiring and stuff like that. Then he told me that, hey bro, you're quite funny, you know. You're quite funny. Not just in the way you speak and stuff like that. It's just like I look at your face, I want to laugh already. I don't know why. That's how he said it. It's like I don't know. I see your face, I want to laugh already. Then I was like, so is that a compliment? Is that a compliment? Is it not a compliment? So yeah, he said from there. Then I was like, he told me that you can speak a lot of languages. You can speak English, Mandarin. You know, Malay is very good. Have you thought of becoming MC, a host kind of thing, because you can really speak. If you sort of polish it, it looks very good, right? You can go up to stages and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, because that kind of intrigued me. It kind of intrigued me because before, when I worked in Singapore also, I was a very outgoing person. I used to host events for my company, like becoming the host. I talk about this, talk about that. That's why my Malay friend told me that you have the potential. Why not you study polish it, right? Then you can do all these kind of things. So I quitted. I was like, that was one of the motivation that sort of ignited the idea of becoming a host or something like that. So I quitted. I was unemployed for 3 months. And I didn't even care about becoming unemployed and stuff like that. So yeah, then it came to the next year, which is 2019. It was my very first video published. It was about the the 2019, the first month, the government announced the rule that when you smoke, you gotta smoke 3 meters away from shops. You gotta smoke 3 meters away from all these tables, kind of thing. Right. So it was from there where I generated the idea. My very first video, it was a social experiment video. Yeah. So and the Malay friend, was the one who helped me film the entire thing. Yeah. He was a very good buddy of mine. That's why I'm doing a shout out for him. He was a very good buddy of mine. He was the one who sort of helped me do the entire thing. Like, we are two guys who don't have knowledge in shooting, don't have knowledge in do all this video editing, video shooting, that kind of thing.
So before you even embark on this, you have no knowledge in shooting.
No.
You have no knowledge in editing. No camera knowledge. No content related media knowledge, right?
Not at all.
And prior to your friend even telling you that, hey, maybe you should pursue this, right? Was there at any point of time in your life when you were young that this has like, oh yeah, maybe I should pursue this? Or it was just there and there on the spot? That was the first time that it come across your mind? It
was the very first time that came across my mind. I never had the thought. I know I wanted to do something big. That's one thing I always feel like, you know what, I feel I can do something very big, I feel I can do something very big. But sometimes I don't have the strength to do it. I was like, it's very tiring kind of thing. But yeah, I feel I can do. So I feel like this is one of the big things that I've sort of achieved throughout my life, other than working and stuff like that.
That's actually very bold, because like,
it is.
It's like, the first time someone tells you that, it's not something like Xinjiang, someone telling you you're very good, that kind of thing. Not like Xinjiang, you got practice, that kind. And then, just somehow happened. This is like, from aircraft engineers telling your friend, just tell you, you're very bored. Hey, you funny, you funny.
You look funny. You look funny, bro.
You should try. Then you just quit your job and you boom.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly how you put it, man. Exactly that. That's exactly how it happened.
So let's go to the first video, right? You went in and then you recorded a video about the smoking. Tell us about it.
Because before the idea came from, I saw a lot of people posting posts first. They post pictures. So they were like, people, they'll put like a measuring tape on the floor. They'll show 3 meters. Then they stand behind the measuring tape and smoke. So it looks like, it's funny. And generally it's funny because it's a picture. So I was like, can you video fight this? So I was like, I think I can. Because I was quite brave back then. I was like, whatever. I'm very kiasi. I'm not kiasi. So I was like, I'm very brave to do all these kind of things. Very stupid things I always do. So then I called my friend. I was like, bro, literally tomorrow, I was like, bro, will you be around? He's like, oh yeah, I'll be around. I was like, okay, I have this idea. I want to do this. He's like, bro, on. immediately he said on. Then the next day, I didn't even plan anything. I was like, you know what? Okay, you will be my hidden camera. So whatever I do, you just try and. We both have no knowledge of videography. We were like, zoom in, zoom out, like that was kind of very awkward. I was like, okay, I think I got the hang of it. Okay, good. Then we just shot the entire thing. So the video actually went.
What was the video content about first?
So it was about me doing social experiment where the government announced the rule after like a month ago. Then I was there like see whether people actually implement the smoking rule. So like whenever I see someone get up from the mamak table and go and smoke, so I'll actually go to that place. I'll go behind him, put on the measuring tape all the way until the person smokes. Then I'll see like, oh, got 3 meters. Then I'll look back at my friend, like the hidden camera. I was like, ting. Then I'll tell the abang like, bang, you bagus ah, you bagus ah. Then the abang was like, what is this guy? What is this Chinese guy kind of thing? So that was my very first video, and I was like damn bold about it. Yeah.
How did the internet respond to that?
Oh, it actually went. I don't want to use viral because the word viral has been thrown a lot. For me, viral is like very huge, but for mine, it's like it was very, very viral in the Malay community, because the Malay community actually supported what I did, because there was this very controversial scene. It was one very controversial scene that made it viral. So I managed to shot a lot of people and stuff like that. Then a lot of them are very actually all of them, they are very like they're very good lah. They're very good. They actually smoke after 3 meters and stuff like that. But there was this one guy, there's this one particular guy and his group of friends where they were sitting at the mamak table. So I was sitting with my friend. I was like, we were just looking around, see who's like the next victim to come out and smoke and stuff like that. Then we were sitting halfway. Then this group of I think secondary school kids, I can see smoke coming from the table. I was like, oh, they're smoking. Then I asked my friend, hey bro, this one smoking right at the table, like right at the table. So we're like, hey bro, you wanna go? Because that time I didn't. If you ask me today, I'll be like, yeah, go only because it's content, right? But before that, I was like, hey, I don't know, I'm brave or not. Later they fight me how? I was like, hey, go only. Then I went there. I literally went there and took my measuring tape, because the guy or the kids were like sitting here, one table, then the it's like 4 seats smoking right at the table, and so I got smoke come out. I walked past here, literally without saying a word. I just went to them. I'll just put out the measuring tape. I measured from the table to his body, and the tape literally hit his body, So I was like, he's ready. I was like, I measured already. Then the guy looked at me. I was like, bang, yang ni 3 cm bang, bukan 3 meter bang. I was like, oh. Then the guy was like, look at me. Then he took out the cigarette. I was like, then he was like, tak. Tapi sekarang ni kau nak buat apa? Sekarang ni. Then he was like, I can see he's starting to get pissed off. So I was like, then I started to tell him like, there's this new rule, like you gotta smoke, if you want to smoke like 3 meters lah, because they got other people here and stuff like that, and there's like actually no people there. But I was like, you gotta smoke 3 meters and stuff like that. Then the guy started to get pissed off. Then he started to stand up. When he stand up, all his friends stand up also. But he stand up not because he wanted to fight me, but they wanted to calm him down instead. Then this guy wanted to fight me. So he really he wanted to fight me. So I had the measuring tape in my hand. Then I talking facts to him. I was like talking facts with him. Then he was like getting angry. He wanted to take the measuring tape from my hand, but he didn't manage to take it the first time. So he lagi angry. He was even pissed. Then the second time, we talk. The second time when he managed to grab it from my hand. Immediately when he grabbed it from my hand, I was like, oh, this is where I know I was like, the moment he grabbed it, I was like, I chao lo up. So the moment I turn, I take like 2 steps only. He already throw the measuring tape on me, but he didn't manage to hit me, so he hit it right at the floor. So I just cabut lari, go to the lorong behind or something. I chao lo lah. But my camera friend is still there, so he recorded the entire thing. He was like hidden camera, but not so well hidden lah. He was just at the table there, like just doing this. Then the Malay guy looking at me, running. Then when he looked to the side, he saw my friend there looking at the camera and stuff like that. And he was like, "Kau ni apa hal? What want to do viral? All this kind of thing." He started to charge at my friend. Then my friend was like, "Oh, sorry bang. Then he lied also. Then we all met at the lorong belakang and stuff like that. Then I was like, oh, like actually happened. So I edited the video. It took me a while to edit the video. So I had to find like few friends like, hey bro, how do I edit this? How do I do that? Because back then I was like, very struggling and stuff like that. When I want to learn also, like, very hard to learn. I literally find a friend, like, you teach me one by one, like, okay, this is transition. Okay, cut here. Okay. So it took me like 1 week to just edit the video out. Then I posted the video. After 3 days like that, it got picked up by sort of mainstream news. Then it got picked up by all the social media like says.com, Word of Buzz, all this kind of thing. Then yeah, it got sort of viral in a sense Then from there, it got viral in the Malay community, and the Malay people, they supported me. They supported what I did was right. I mean, it doesn't matter where, Malays or anything. Is the fact that I'm actually right, and I'm there not because like, your kids or anything. I'm there because like, yeah, you shouldn't smoke here. It's a good thing, like, basically. Yeah.
Right. So that was your first.
That was my first video.
That was your first video.
Yeah.
And it went well received. I mean, like,
got well received.
I mean, for me, only after like so many years of doing video, only once or twice my video got picked up by mainstream. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your first video is
Yeah.
that's actually very good. I bet that time you were scared, right? Like.
In a bit,
it was damn scary. But today, if the same thing happened, content.
Bro, I tell you, I'll be like, content. Whatever I can do, content. That's content right there. Go and take this scene. Make sure everything perfect. In frame. Yeah.
So all these are still very fresh because we're still quite new in the industry, right? In that sense, yeah. I mean, I also started about 2019, early of the year itself. Yeah.
Same. I think exactly. Same. I started January. January.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
December 28th or 29th was the first
you
day
earlier.
that I posted
you were earlier.
few days earlier.
Oh, okay.
So, so all these things are so fresh. I remember like the first time I videoed my first video, right? It actually took me almost 4 days.
What do you mean? To shoot the entire thing?
Just to shoot the video.
Oh, okay.
Because I just can't get used to talking in front of camera.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, like it's like when I stand up, I look at camera, I just went blank.
Yeah.
And then I have to stand up again, I look at camera, I just went blank.
Actually, I think I have the problem as well when I first started. But because of the first video, I didn't have to look at the camera. I just do what I do, all this kind of thing, and I didn't like sort of notice there's a camera there kind of thing. So it went really well.
Right. But over the years, now...
Yeah.
I guess, after
a while,
we got
comfortable. We got comfortable.
With it, then you just like... Content.
Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
Like a lot of things that people see like this kind of thing like that. Then we all like, no, content.
These are content, okay? People content. Make sure the angle, framing, perfect. Yeah.
So I mean, definitely language is definitely your talent. Right, yeah, and we can see that you're able to impersonate all sorts of different languages and style of speaking. Knowing you for a while, right?
You know that?
Yeah, here and there I see some of the video, like the way that you actually do it. And then sometimes when we go out, right? Then so you talk halfway, then you're like, you do some impersonation, right? Yeah. For me, impersonation is I'm only good at one style.
Okay.
One accent. The China man accent.
Oh, okay. The very typical one.
But I think that one I'm born with it. So that I kind of envy that, right? Yeah. No. So now this has been your fourth year as a full-time content creator.
2019, third year actually. Third year
as a full-time content creator. So what do you think are some of the challenges along the way?
Ooh, there's actually a lot of challenges actually. Like okay, let's see. I mean, when I started video, I mean, you don't get paid. Okay, you don't get paid. They don't know who you are, all this kind of thing. You are a small time, person and stuff like that. So for me, I had to build my name up. Like I got to build my name up in order to get like all these deals and stuff like that. So it was the struggle where there was this one point where I was thinking like whether should I quit or not, because it was like I was about 2 months in. I was like, very tiring, do this video, kind of thing. You gotta run everything, you gotta do everything yourself and kind of thing. And I didn't have the ability to afford a team or like some people to edit my videos and stuff. So I was like, very tiring. Then my mom also like, hey, no money coming in, right? Because you're doing this, I think there's no money coming in, unless you do. You can do like freelance acting kind of thing. You can do freelance acting, all this kind of thing. Then you get a bit like
small pay,
very small pay kind of thing, like a few hundred, maybe if you're good, then maybe a few thousand, okay lah. Then, but it's a not confirmed thing, right? It's not solid and stuff like that. It's not even stable. So that was my struggle. I was like, Then my mom was like also getting worried, because they are parents. They don't want to see your son. They don't want to see their children, getting in a bad mood or in a bad situation where they're unemployed and stuff like that, right? As a parent. So I was like, so my mom told me. Then I was like, sat down and told me all this kind of thing. Then I was like, she told me that, okay, it's very good that you wanted to pursue what you feel like you can do, because you finally found something that you feel like you can do this, right? So she doesn't want to stop the idea of me doing it. So she was like, okay, I'll support you. I'll support your idea and everything, but give me a duration. Let me know how long you want to do this for, because I cannot see you be doing this for the rest of your life if you're not getting paid, right? So she told me that, okay, if after 4 months that you're still doing this and you're not getting paid, promise me that you'll go find a job or something, right? So I was like, okay, I'll promise you. Then after 4 years, after 4 months, after 4 years, blah, and after 4 years, I'm still unemployed. Yeah. yeah. So yeah. After 4 months, it was about April like that. I started to get my first deal. I started to get my first deal and stuff. I was like, ooh. So this is interesting. I was like, oh, okay. So there was actually brands who were interested in what I do and stuff like that, and it was quite funny and stuff. So that was my very first deal. I was like, oh, okay. So that was my very first taste of like sponsorship. You know, they call it sponsorship endorsement kind of thing, right? So I was like, oh, okay, not bad. And they're still supporting me till this day, so it's very good.
What was the first brand deal you got?
I think it was Nestle.
Nestle.
Yeah, Nestle ice cream. Nestle ice cream, yeah. That's why Nestle was like helping me out a lot, like throughout the years and stuff like that. And I managed to create this internet personality where I'm like an ice cream explorer instead. You know, like ice cream explorer where I explore different ice creams of like Nestle and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right.
So that was my very first, and they still jaga me quite well. I was like, oh, okay, that. So long term, it's a very long term thing. I was like, oh yeah, it tastes good. It tastes good. It tastes sweeter than ice cream.
You remember the first time when you got the deal? How you felt?
I felt like, oh, okay, so they actually pay this much for do a stupid video like this. So whenever people ask me, right, like back then, I was like, hey, so what you do? Like what you do for work? I get paid to do stupid videos for clients. Literally that, like I get paid to do stupid videos. Yeah, and they pay me. Yeah. yeah. That's how I do. That's how I told them. So what do you mean? You do production? No, I don't do production. I want people. I do the whole thing. Yeah. Like. Oh, okay. So the client, they normally when I do content, I'll come up with a stupid, crazy idea. Normally, they cannot say much one because that's my style, ma. If I do something not my style, then the engagement comes out not so nice. Then you blame me, ma. It's like, hey, why come this video not so good? It's like, you wanted to do your style, but it's not my style. People don't like. So normally when I do videos, I'll definitely do my style. And the clients who are like Nestle, all this kind of thing, they're very super supportive of it. It's like, you know what? Do your style. I know you're so high. I know you're crazy. Go for it. Then I always do that. Then it comes out very good. Apparently, it comes out very good. Surprisingly, it comes out very good.
Yeah. I think end of the day, the thing about brands is that once they use content creator, sometimes they try to change the content creator's way of doing things, right? And that's when results don't go very well because people follow you for a reason.
Yeah, true.
And at the end of the day, you try to be someone else because a brand says something. I mean, okay lah. As a content creator, you have to survive. So there's this like, you're always thinking to yourself like, should I take this deal? Should I not take this deal? And I would say that sometimes the key to it is in the deals that you don't take. Yeah. So same as us as well, right? Like we get a lot of invitation for a lot of deals, but reject quite many of them. Yeah, Yeah.
All because of this. Yeah.
Yeah. All the different reasons and so on. But even then, even if you take on, sometimes depending lah. Yeah. But for my side is more regulated. There's more compliance stuff.
Yes,
and so
exactly.
on. So they can't be entirely not involved lah.
Yeah.
So having said that as well, but I do recall when the first time when I got a deal, right? I still remember it was one of the fintech companies. That time we just started. I just decided that I'm gonna do this for full time because when I first started, it wasn't a full time thing yet. I was still quite scared lah because I got a kid already at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was thinking to myself like, are you sure that you want to pursue this? If you pursue this,
you gotta do a long term thing, man.
Man, your income is gonna get severely damaged, you know, and you got a kid, you know. Yeah. So I recall during that time I struggled for about half a year plus. Only by about October, I decided that I'm gonna do this for full time. By August, I recall that was the first time that I sat down with my co-founder right now. That time, prior to that, he wasn't with me yet. By about May like that, he decided that he wanted to come in and help me. He saw some of the videos I make. Then he was like, hey, I learned a lot from it. I benefited. You know, is there anything you need help? Then that time he just graduated. So then he was like, then he just started coming every day to help me. Yeah, and I knew that like to do this as a business, you need someone. Yeah. You need someone to go with you, right? Exactly. And the first day that we actually sit down and do a plan together, right, for the next year, you know, like how you want to dream big, right?
Yeah.
That day itself, we got a message from, I still recall it was Stash Away.
Oh,
right?
We
got a call from Stash Away. We'd love to meet you guys. We'd like to collaborate. Yeah. Then it was, we just looked at each other like, I don't know whether you're my lucky stalker or what.
Yeah.
Feels good. Yeah. For the first time, you kind of feel that like,
clicked.
it clicked. Like things are gonna work out, right? You got that slight glimmer of hope. Although the money don't help you sustain a lot, but you got a glimmer of hope, right?
Exactly. I think exactly that's how you describe it perfectly. You described it perfectly. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt as well when I got my first deal. Yeah.
That glimmer of hope, that suddenly you can go and tell your mother, look, this is not a dead end.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? You know this brand, right? You know, we always eat, when I was small, we always eat this brand ice cream. Now they want to sponsor me, you know. They want to sponsor me. Like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So how's your mom dealing with the fact that with your current career right now? Is she much more happier? She's much more relieved? How's it like now?
She's very happy with me. She's very happy with the things I've achieved and stuff like that. Even my dad and stuff like that. They are very proud of me, I would say. They are very proud of me with the things I've already achieved and stuff. They're very proud. Because even my mom, we are no longer doing char kway teow because retired already. So by the end of, I think, 2019, we stopped. We like, I think I'm good enough to support my family now, so that, you know, my mom can just, you know, can retire and chill because I've been doing char kway teow for like 12 years kind of thing, so it's very long. So it's like my mom can finally, you know, rest good and stuff like that. So yeah, and we stopped at just a nice point where it was pandemic time. 2019, the end of the year, then at the start of the year, pandemic would come already. So then I told my mom, wow, I think we stopped at a quite perfect time, like quite perfect.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, perfect timing. I was like, oh, not bad. And I quit aircraft engineering at the sort of
perfect
1 year.
Timing as well. Yeah. It's perfect timing
so I was
as well.
In a way, everything was very well planned for me. Like in a way, I don't know how, but it was like, hey, I quit at the right time. Like, and my friend all like, they getting retrenched getting terminated and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's very bad and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, what if I got retrenched like now, if I come back, I don't have any special skills, you know? Like, the only skill I have is engineering skills and very technical. And by that time, no company needs an engineer or stuff like that. Like,
that's right.
It's like, but then when I look at who I am now and stuff like that, it's like, wow, I got a lot of like different skills. Like, you know, I think management, marketing skills, PR skills, kind of thing. It sort of molded me to who I am today, lor.
Right. So having said that, nowadays being a content creator and you're the content creator comedian kind, right? Yeah. So we know that there are many pathways of being a comedian, right? I know you wouldn't specifically call yourself a comedian. Yeah, but there'll be like stand-up comedians and so on and so forth. You are the more content creator, making funny content kind of comedian, right?
I think entertainer in general, maybe. Like.
Entertainer in general. So as a person like that, right? What are some of the most common questions that people would ask you when they find out like, oh, Melvinegar, oh yeah, you make funny content. So what are some of the common questions that people ask you?
Well, this is a good one, you know. I would say one of the common ones. Oh yeah, so a lot of people assume that I'm a banana. Like they assume that.
I first of all I thought you were a banana.
A lot of people assume that I'm a banana. Like they whenever like let's say they actually meet with me and stuff like that. They're like, oh, you can speak Chinese one? I was like, yeah, I can speak Chinese one. Like my household, everything, I speak Chinese one. Since I was young and everything, I speak Chinese. I can speak Malay and everything. It's like, but your English is so good. Because they normally assume that when you speak very good English, right, they assume that, oh, you probably are a banana. Because normally people who can speak English and Chinese, your English will be slightly off a bit. Like they
that's
can
right,
tell slightly off like that. Yeah, but they say me, it's like, I assume that you're a banana, you know. It's like, no, I'm a Chinese. I always speak Chinese, Hokkien and everything with my family and stuff like that. So that's one of the things people assume about me. And another one would be they always try to guess whether I'm actually that stupid and that so high in real life. Yeah, they try and see like, hey, I mean, they'll be like, because sometimes you only act for the camera, right? Sometimes you only act for the camera. Then behind when you're in real life, you're like a very like you are actually not that funny. You just try to fake and be funny, right?
Right.
So and people try to assume that, and when they sort of meet me in public and say, you are as dumb as you look, lah. Like you're actually as so high as you look, lah. Like, you're actually that person. I was like, yeah, I don't fake it, lah. I don't fake it. Yeah, so I think that's one of the few things that people sort of assume about me. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, not much.
Do you get any annoying questions then?
Annoying questions.
Like, is there anyone who actually walks up to you and says, "Oh, you're a funny guy. Tell me a joke."
I don't know why. I suddenly find that funny. I find it quite funny. But no. Apparently, people don't really I've never gotten that at all. I've never gotten that because I think because also that my videos, I've never told jokes. I never talked in my videos. That's one thing I think very important with my videos.
That's true.
Yes,
That's true.
Because I'm funny in a way where I don't tell jokes. I don't have to put words into it and make it into funny and stuff like that. I just gotta use my action. Because my friend, the Malay friend, that told me like, hey, you look funny. You look funny. So it's like, if you say I look funny, then I feel like whatever I do, it looks funny, no? So I did that. And it actually worked. And it actually worked. Surprisingly, it actually worked. Yeah.
Now, so actually currently you're handling multiple roles, right? You're not just as an entertainer. Would you like to share with us a little bit about what are some of the things that you are actually doing right now?
Okay. So I am involved in crypto. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I am involved in crypto. Blockchain gamings, to be exact. Blockchain gamings. So it's not just NFT and stuff like that. So I used to sort of trade NFT. And from there, I sort of built a career for myself because whenever I trade and stuff like that, I'll sort of post it on my social media and stuff like that. Sort of not a way for bragging, but in a way of educating. So whenever I post something about my cryptos and stuff like that, I'll write all the terms like, oh yeah, why I bought this and all this kind of thing, analysis kind of thing on the site. So a lot of my followers, they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, so this guy is sort of because that back then it was like very early. When you talk about NFTs, it was very early back then. Even in Malaysia was like, even you ask crypto people, like specifically crypto people, like they know Ethereum, all this kind of thing, but some of them, they don't know what is NFT. They'll be like, you tell them like, hey, you know NFT? I don't know NFT. I know staking, all this kind of thing. The DeFi, the basic, the finance side of it. But when you talk about NFT, they don't know. So I was like sort of very early into the stage of NFT back then. Then, I posted my stuff. Then, apparently there's company who come and find me and like, hey, you're quite involved in NFT space and you have quite a good knowledge in NFT. So they wanted to hire me. And they paid me good. They paid me very good. I was like, oh, so this is the taste.
The Web3.
Yes, it's like, okay, so this is what it feels like to dip your toe into a role of NFT kind of thing. So I went into this company. It's a gaming company. So what it did, it was a gaming blockchain company. So I went in because at that point I had the idea. I had an idea where I wanted to start my own project kind of thing because I was like, I feel like I was quite deep into NFT space where I already understand like all the things there, but not the technical part. So this opportunity sort of gave me the opportunity to dive in as a technical team, as a development team, to know what I want to do, front end and also back end. So I went in with the idea of like, you know what, I want to learn as much as I can, then I can jump out and sort of create my own project and stuff like that. Then and also I always talk about NFT with my buddy as well, Dennis Yin. Big shout out to him, and he's also Dennis Yin, my buddy, man. We always talk about NFT like from literally every sometimes when we talk about NFT, we Zoom call from 12 a.m. all the way to 7 a.m. 7 hours we talk about NFT and how great if our NFT can be, our project can be. And look at us, man. Look at us. I'm already doing my own project. Dennis, you're already doing your own project as well. That's super proud of you, man. So I did that. Then I went in as one of the development teams. Then after 2 months, I came out. After 2 months, I came out. I learned everything already. 2 months, I came out because I feel like I think I can do better. I literally feel like I was like, I think I can do better because they are already at a very great point. They already funded a lot, millions, multi-millions. They already funded. Then I was like, I think I can do better. It already came out. Then a few buddies of mine from the same project or maybe some other projects, we came together. We started our own team. So my friend, he was like the Nick Fury of the team. He was like, okay, you will be the next Iron Man. You will be the Thor. You will be like they sort of assembled everyone together, and I was one of them. And I was one of the founding members for my project, Gunfire over here, Gunfire. So we're like a third-person shooter game kind of thing, and this kind of thing, Yeah. So with the idea of like free to play and play to earn, Yeah. So because in traditional games, the only way you get paid is when you become pro or you become you join some special leagues or something like that, or you win some competition. That's the only way you get paid. Because a lot of people, they put money into it. They don't really get any investment back. They only get like, the satisfaction of winning or like the satisfaction of like having the skins and stuff like that. That's the only thing. So, I mean, back then, you already have the idea of free to play and play to earn, right? Like Axie Infinity, it's not free to play, but you gotta invest, but play to earn. But the idea why XC is like sort of dying a bit like that, is dropping down, is because that it's not fun. People go to XC not because they want to I want to play this game and stuff like that. Because if you look at all these traditional games like GTA, Dota, Counter-Strike, Valorant, and something, they are there for more than a decade already. For more than a decade, and people are still playing it. People not just playing it, they're not just playing it, they're paying it as well. They're paying it. So go back to the question of how come XC, such a good game, you can play, you can earn. Why are people not interested in continuing it, and why is it dying like that? It's because I believe this is what I believe. It's because of the gaming experience. It's not there. People normally play the games is because they want to have fun. They actually wanted to do something with the game and stuff like that, and not just go on a quest. And because a lot of people when they play XC, they are mainly for the finance. The GameFi, they only more for the finance side, and they don't really care about the gaming side of it. So if you look at a lot of traditional gamers, traditional streamers kind of thing, they actually really enjoy the game. They enjoy a lot of these traditional games and stuff like that. So what we want to do is we wanted to bridge a gap. So there was this gap between people who, because you see a lot of XC blockchain gamings in general, you are mainly targeting just crypto people. A lot of crypto people I just want to go and make money kind of thing, and you don't really see much traditional people sort of jump into the crypto world.
Right.
Sometimes they don't know what is crypto, and they don't even want to care about crypto because they feel like it's like a scam kind of thing. Like they don't want to dive into crypto or even the blockchain side. So this is where we wanted to bridge the gap. Hey, we wanted to create something that you can relate to. This is actually game. It's actually a game where it's like Fortnite kind of thing, third-person shooter game and stuff like that, and you can play and earn it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think what you say is very true. I think one thing I do notice when it comes to the early days of the GameFi side, right, was that ever since Axie Infinity, probably when they first started, it was about fun.
Yeah,
right?
it was,
But it was simple. It was the early days on. It was very simple kind of games, right? And what happened is that slowly along the days as it developed, it became
competitive.
There were more people who are not gamers going into GameFi
just want to make money.
To make money,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
But I think the idea that if you want GameFi to really work in the future, my personal thought is that you need to make a fun game.
Yeah.
You need to make a game that gamers are not there to earn money, but earning money is just a
bonus
byproduct of their experience playing the game.
Exactly.
Right? So if we can create something like that, then that's definitely the thing. And I know that a lot of big studios are actually working on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. In Malaysia, there's a lot
of big studios. Because we do have some of our friends who actually work with Blizzard, and so on. Then they kind of give a little bit of hints about things that are happening, and we can see that there's a huge future for that area, right? But right now it's a crypto winter, we all know that, right? So nothing to talk about in that sense. But just a matter of time. Hopefully one day it becomes like the next Amazon, the next Active Blizzard, that kind of thing, right? That's all of our ideas. But having said that, you got to be able to breeze through this winter whether you like it or not. The thing is that if you're focusing on the utility side, if you're focusing more on the experience of playing the game, then it doesn't matter whether is it crypto winter or not.
Exactly. That's what we told a lot of my investors and stuff. They're like, now Luna crash, all this crypto winter.
So actually just like a few months back, right? I mean, I talk more about Bitcoin, Ethereum, that kind of stuff, right?
I know.
I mean, because those are the traditional ones. Then we do jump on the train when it comes to like more what we think is reliable but trendy kind of thing. So there was one particular one that I always talk about during my live one.
Okay.
It's called Chainlink.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I don't really talk about it because it's not very hyped up.
Yeah.
But I always tell people this utility. If you want to talk about utility of a network, Chainlink has
that is the one.
Very, very strong utility.
Yeah.
Very, very strong utility. And every time I talk to
it's
a lot
quite
of people,
underrated, It's quite
a lot of people actually just like, but that's not the point. You're not doubling your money,
They always
you're not doubling your money.
The short term. Yes.
That's why during this crypto winter, right? Suddenly I I just looked at it, right? And then you see Luno recently just listed Chainlink.
It's like, okay, that's it.
That was like,
smart boy. Yeah.
But anyway, that's one thing. Now, before we go into the last question, there's actually a last question I want to ask you to wrap up. But before I go into it, I want to add this added on question.
Wow, okay.
Since you're already in the NFT side and you're in a GameFi and everything, what do you think is the future of NFT and gaming in this kind of time right now? We are seeing a lot of bleeding in this area. We are seeing even cyberpunks are being just thrown out, right?
Oh, people I see a lot. Right? I was like, oh wow.
DLYC, people are throwing it like nobody's business right now because people who are speculating now cannot tahan already.
Yeah.
So, being an NFT person, because you are more involved in NFT than I am, right?
I guess.
So, I'm more towards the crypto side still. what are your thoughts about the future of NFT?
I think it's definitely something big, like it's sort of a life changing kind of thing. For me, at least, it was very life changing because when I stepped into NFT, actually, I wanted to say I did make quite a lot in a way, but yeah, for me, it's quite a life changing money, but not just money in a sense, but also the fact that we are actually like sort of helping people in the future and stuff like that. So we wanted to make something big and stuff because our game, we didn't want it to be just like a third-person shooter game kind of thing. It's not just a game. When you talk about metaverse, because I think this is the word that's been thrown around and stuff like that. When you talk about metaverse, I don't want it to be just like a 2D thing where you can just see that, oh, this is going around. When I talk about metaverse, I'm imagining where you can live your second life to the fullest. You can live your second life. Like this is your first life. This is your normal life, right? You can do all the things here. But you definitely have things that you cannot do, or it's like GTA. GTA. A lot of people
like Ready Player One.
Exactly. Okay. So because a lot of people don't get the reference of Ready Player One, some people they don't even see it. So I always bring in the reference of Ready Player One into our Gunfire World. So how we want to make Gunfire World into the next Oasis, which is the Ready Player One thing. We wanted to make it into that, and we can sort of chain every games and every people from different side of the world into one place. And we're not just coming out with like this is a metaverse. We're actually coming out with few. So when they call it a Gunfire World, it's actually like a verse. It's like a how you say what do you call that like the Milky Way kind of thing. So there's like few worlds inside there's like thousands of worlds inside. So whenever we collab with a project or they're interested, so a lot of people for NFT they got NFT 1.0. So it's just like PFP based. Then NFT 2.0 is they started to put utility into it. Then how's that? Then after that finish already, then you claim your merchandise, you claim all these things already, then what else? Then that's all right. But then this is where a lot of projects, they like the BAYC, they started to do their own thing, like they want to come up with their own metaverse. But when you come up with your own game and metaverse, it sort of costs a lot of time and money. So this is where we already step in. We're already doing our own metaverse and stuff like that. We're already creating our own planets. So this is where you can, once you collab with us, you already automatically get your own metaverse. So everything we'll manage it from our side here. You want to create your own thing. This is like Adidas land. Let's say Adidas want to collab with us. This is your own land. You can. It's done for your own community and stuff like that. You can do whatever you want. It's like your own Minecraft. You have your own things to build and stuff like that. Yeah. But so go back to your question. I feel like it would be a life-changing project and also a life-changing technology for at least for blockchain. Yeah.
Right. Great. Fantastic. Yeah. I personally also think that eventually when there are more and more utility, it will come by. But definitely by then, I doubt it will be like great swings and speculations and so on. But more towards being a utility kind of purpose kind of thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. So now, moving on to the last question before I wrap up.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. What would be your advice for anyone who are thinking about, like, say, being a content creator or being a funny content creator? Because the unique thing about you is like, it wasn't something that people has been telling you since you're young, right? It was just like, suddenly someone just tell you that you're funny, and you straight away play upon that strength immediately, and you build a career for yourself that expanded into a multitude of things, expanded you to a new world, meeting new people and stuff like that, right?
It's true, actually.
Yeah. So what is your advice for someone who is thinking about taking the first step for themselves into the unknown?
Wow. Okay. I've never really been asked to give advices, like, because I don't give good advice, people. Guys, I don't give good advice at all, okay? But if there's one advice that I would give to anyone who's sort of looking to do this kind of thing, I would say, you know what? Okay, I think I have one in mind. Okay, so this is my personal advice. So let's say, okay, if you have a big dream, if you want to become an actor, don't just go for audition. Don't just go for acting and stuff like that. Create your own video, create your own short film. So let's say you want to become a singer, right? You can't just be singing covers and stuff like that. Try and create your own write your own lyrics, sing your own songs, kind of thing. So what I'm trying to say is, don't just follow like the footsteps, like you want to become an actor, or you gotta go through the audition path, or all this casting, or be in the movie. Then you build yourself from there. But instead, try and you want to be a movie star. Try and shoot your first movie. When I mean movie, it doesn't need to be like a 1 hour movie or 30 minutes movie, or even shoot it on TikTok. TikTok is a very good platform. People don't judge you on TikTok and stuff like that. You can just start it from there, because this is how I started it. I started it from there, doing very short videos, just to put yourself out there. Because sometimes it's more efficient to put yourself out there first than to go for auditions, all that kind of thing. Because people already know who you are, they know your strength and kind of thing. You might not even need to go for casting and stuff like that. You can just like, I've seen this guy before. He's already quite well known in this space. So if we bring him into the movie space, they already know who is he. All this kind of thing. So I would say, if you want to do something, try and start it very small first. When you want to become a movie actor, try start with a short film, or maybe a small short TikTok video first. If you want to become a singer, try not just to cover, songs and stuff like that. Try write your own songs. It can be a short one, it could be a few second one, but at least try it first. Because that's how I did it. I tried it first, and I was like, because I had this idea. I wanted to become so huge to the point where like I have my own show, I can host my own things. I'm the next Jimmy Fallon kind of thing. I'm Jimmy Fallon when I can go to, because I think Ronnie Chang, you guys know Ronnie Chang, right? And he's like so successful as a Malaysian, right? And he's just speaking about his culture and stuff like that. Like he speaks, he doesn't speak with maybe a bit accent, but he speaks it with pride lah. Yeah. So I wanted to be that kind of people. Like I feel like I can do something very big. So this is why I wanted to start very small first, creating my own videos, all this kind of thing, putting myself out there kind of thing. So yeah, advice to just start somewhere, even small. Yeah.
I think that's a very good advice. I think very often, many people, when they think about like they want to do a career switch, they want to do something big in their life, they tend to have a very, very big idea, right? Like, I want to do something very big. Or either I don't have a very big idea. But either or not, do you have a big idea, or do you have a like great passion, right? If you actually just look at it, someone just told you that like, okay, you can be funny. Yeah. And then there wasn't too much of like
thought. There wasn't thought
right?
at all.
It's just, well, let's just give it a try, right? And create your first video.
Exactly.
You don't need to think about whether your video are going to go viral or not. If it goes viral, you're lucky. My first video didn't go viral.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you just give it a try. You just do something, whether is it arts and craft, or whether is it sell durian ke, or sell nasi lemak ke. It doesn't need to be in the content space. The point is, start with the little steps. I think always remember this one thing,
step
like
at a time.
Dream big, but begin with the little actions.
One step
right?
at a time.
And one step at a time, right? Just one step at a time, one step at a time. Then somewhere along the line, you will find it become clearer and clearer.
You know what? That's very true. That is very true. Yeah, I agree.
Along
Totally
the
agree.
way only you'll find clearer. A lot of people think that when we start, or anyone started a business, they are like super clear at the start one. Actually, no. I can tell you for the first year, you actually don't kind of know what you're doing. I mean, I will tell you that until today, sometimes I sit down and
get blurry, right?
I also get a bit blurry. Then you need like take few step back, and then you need like have 1-2 days to just think, right?
Exactly.
That's why a lot of people think that business people like never do work, and just cause you actually sit down there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, if you say that, it's very true actually.
Right.
I agree.
Do you realize that the more your career build up, the more you spend time thinking rather than doing?
You're just like, you sit there. They'll be like, what, bro? What are you doing? No, I'm just thinking. It's like just sitting there, 放空, daydreaming. I think like no.
All right, so thank you very much, Melvin, for
pleasure,
joining
man.
us.
It's a pleasure.
So that's Melvinegar there. Now, for those of you who haven't followed him on IG or TikTok or
YouTube,
LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn as well.
Oh,
Yeah, LinkedIn.
okay.
Yeah. We gotta build the LinkedIn. Yeah, gotta build profiles, man.
Yeah. So go and check out Melvinegar. He makes really funny skits. Yeah, I still remember the one that he did with the coffin one, the dancing one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I showed my wife, man.
Oh, that was very viral.
laughing.
That was very viral, apparently. Yeah.
So he's a good friend, like fantastic fella. Do check out his projects as well. Yeah, and that's all about it for today. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming.
All right,
Any
it's a
last
pleasure,
words for
man.
the audience?
No, man. Just be yourself. That's all. That's what I can say. Mic drop.
See you next time.